Welcome. It's not just another day of Bhagavad Gita Sadhana, a year long exploration of yourself through the lens of one of the world's great spiritual works, but it's also Navaratri. Navaratri literally means 9 nights, and it is 9 nights devoted to, one could say, the divine feminine outside, like in Mother Nature, or the divinely feminine aspects of yourself. We're going to refer back a bit to yesterday's verse. So we talked yesterday about verse 1036, chapter 1036 in any of the Song of Your Soul books, or indeed any Gita translation, although the words will be different. And as a reminder, this is how that verse went. Krishna is describing himself to Arjuna. I am the Khan of Khan artists and the splendor of the splendid. I am victory and resolve. The goodness of the good am I. In this one verse, Krishna has summarized the spiritual journey from the tamasic, which means darkness, ignorance, or more neutrally conditioning, to sattva, the quality of luminous balance. And that happens through rajas, the inner fire, the resolve to have victory. Very good one to come back to today, because Navaratri can be viewed in so many ways. Some people celebrate it as a religious festival, and some, like in yoga ashrams I was in India, it's more of a festival of transformation. For example, I've noticed that whenever we do Navaratri, the weather at the start of Navaratri, or how the world looks, is different to the end of Navaratri. I invite you to kind of take a look here and notice what you see in the natural world behind me, and we'll check in and notice if it's different. And also we'll keep checking in to notice if you're different. There are many ways, as I mentioned, to approach Navaratri, and the way we're doing it this year is we're looking at each of the 9 nights as a phase in life, especially spiritual life, and kind of corresponds with the moon. Yesterday was new moon, and today there's a sliver of light. Today's aspect of your journey in Navaratri is birth. Yesterday, the darkness of the womb. Today, the light of the world starting to work on you and to grow within you. Now, Thomas, I mentioned Thomas, darkness, or more neutrally conditioning. It's said that whenever we take on a body of any sort, we are conditioned. For example, now that I'm in a human body, I can't fly. Well, outside of a plane, which that's a whole nother story. But, if you put me underwater for a few hours, I probably wouldn't live. But not the core me. The core me becomes reborn. And this is also a festival of rebirth. The divine feminine dies, and we see this every year in winter and then is reborn. So this is a celebration of this process of dying, letting go, and rebirth. And you might say, well, spring would be, in our hemisphere, a little more appropriate time for death and rebirth, but not really. We are going through fall here, which means plants are dying. My flowers are dying. But once they go, it's a rebirth of a different world. This time it'll be a rebirth of silence, of a world that encourages you to go inward, to explore the landscape of your spiritual self. And it can be very, very auspicious for starting a new yoga practice or a new meditative practice or any new spiritual practice at this time. If you'd like to learn more, remember the link right below this, or you can go to welcomingdestiny.com. because Navaratri, we're having some celebrations that are very Westerner friendly. They are not necessarily traditional as you would find in India. They include some traditional chants, etc. But it's meant to really be a nice introduction or support for those who are looking at Navaratri as a time of turning yourself into what you want to be, becoming more of who you want to be. So that's what's ahead for the next 9 nights. And today's color, I mentioned in my social media posts, is yellow. If you'd like to wear yellow, it is said today, especially to awaken qualities of optimism and joy. And speaking of, after the dark night of the new moon, it is a new year for some, and Shana Tova for that. May you have a sweet new year if you celebrate it. And if you don't, maybe bring the attitude just like of Navaratri, rebirth, something new, something new. What do you want to bring to your life consciously? It might take a little bit of thinking. Let's do a balance pose to center our mind. Change sides. Wonderful. And now our contemplation. There's so many things we could contemplate. But I think what will connect with this idea of optimism and joy is to really consider if you could be reborn in any capacity, what quality, what would you like to bring with you into this new phase of life? Let's have 5 minutes to consider that. And if you're one of those people that already knows, then consider how you're going to actually put it into your life. There we go. Welcome back. Something to consider not only today, but maybe throughout these 9 days. What do we want to bring into our lives, and how do we do that? And we'll explore more about Navaratri and perhaps its connection to teachings of the Bhagavad Gita in the next 8 videos. So I hope I get to see you. And again, to all of you who want something new, this practice is for you. Until next time.